Today we're bringing you a true-to-life video tutorial called Hollywood's Brightest Stars, When the Lights Go Dim. Welcome to the Frontline Dispatch News Scoop channel. I'm your host, Darren Anderson, and it's great to have you with us. Today, we're diving into the lives of Hollywood celebrities who were once on top of the world, their names synonymous with success, glamour, and seemingly endless potential. These were the stars whose movies we flocked to see, whose TV shows we couldn't miss, and whose lives we followed with fascination. But as we all know, fame can be a fickle friend, and the spotlight, while dazzling, can also be incredibly harsh. We're going to explore the stories of those who, for various reasons, have since fallen from grace. Stay tuned to find out what happened to these stars and why their journeys took such dramatic turns. The path to stardom is often paved with immense talent, hard work, and a little bit of luck. But maintaining that position at the pinnacle of Hollywood is an entirely different challenge. The pressures are immense. The constant public scrutiny, the demand to stay relevant, the temptations that come with wealth and access. For some, the very things that brought them fame became the catalyst for their struggles. We'll be looking beyond the headlines and the tabloid gossip to understand the human stories behind these public figures, exploring the complexities of their rises and the often painful realities of their declines. It's a look at the dreams that soared and in some cases, unfortunately, came crashing down. It's a journey that many have navigated, but not all have weathered successfully. We'll examine the turning points, the critical decisions, and the external factors that contributed to these shifts in fortune. From child stars who grew up under an intense microscope to seasoned actors who faced personal demons in the public eye, their experiences offer a compelling and sometimes cautionary look at the entertainment industry. So, get comfortable as we delve into these captivating and often poignant stories of fame, fortune, and the moments when it all started to unravel. We're about to explore the narratives that remind us that even the brightest stars can sometimes lose their sparkle. Lindsay Lohan, once the girl next door, captured hearts in Disney's The Parent Trap. Her star rose with hits like Freaky Friday and Mean Girls. But the Hollywood spotlight can be unforgiving. Legal troubles and substance abuse issues began to overshadow her career, the industry grew wary, and roles became scarce. Now let's turn our attention to another incredibly talented individual who captured our hearts as a young comedic force, Amanda Bynes. Many of us remember her bursting onto the scene on Nickelodeon, a standout star on All That, and then headlining her own incredibly successful series, The Amanda Show. Her comedic timing, her fearless characters, and her sheer effervescence made her a household name among younger audiences. She had this amazing ability to connect with viewers, making them laugh effortlessly. From her Nickelodeon triumphs, Amanda seamlessly transitioned into a successful career in both television and film, aimed at a broader audience. Shows like What I Like About You further showcased her comedic abilities and charm, proving her appeal extended beyond children's programming. Then came a string of popular movies, What a Girl Wants, She's the Man, the hit musical Hairspray, and the critically acclaimed Easy A. Each role demonstrated her versatility and solidified her status as a bright, bankable star. Amanda Bynes was more than just funny. She was a genuinely gifted actress with a natural screen presence. Unlike some child stars who struggled with the transition, Amanda seemed to be navigating her growing fame with grace and professionalism. She was often praised for her down-to-earth demeanor and her focus on her craft. However, the narrative took an unexpected and concerning turn. Around 2010, Amanda, seemingly at the height of her career after Easy A, announced her retirement from acting via Twitter. This came as a shock to many, as she was still very young and in demand. What followed was an increasingly erratic period, marked by bizarre social media posts, drastic changes in her appearance, and behavior that caused widespread concern among her fans and the public. It soon became apparent that Amanda was struggling with significant mental health issues. Her public statements became more alarming, and her actions led to several run-ins with the law. These weren't minor incidents. They included DUIs, a reckless endangerment charge for allegedly throwing a bong out of a New York City apartment window, and other troubling behavior. The situation escalated to the point where her parents sought and were granted a conservatorship, similar to Britney Spears, to manage her personal and financial affairs. The impact on her career was, at this point, secondary to the concerns for her well-being. She had already stepped away from acting, but her public struggles made any potential return seem incredibly distant. The media coverage was intense, often focusing on the sensational aspects of her behavior, rather than the underlying mental health crisis. It was a difficult period, watching someone who had brought so much joy to others grapple with such profound personal challenges in the full glare of the public spotlight. Chapter 3. Macaulay Culkin, synonymous with childhood superstardom, became a global phenomenon with Home Alone. His role as Kevin McAllister made him one of the most recognizable child actors in history. The success brought immense fame and pressure. He faced complex family dynamics and legal emancipation at 15. Seeking normalcy, he stepped away from Hollywood. Legal troubles and substance abuse issues followed. He later formed a comedy rock band, the Pizza Underground. Macaulay also launched a comedy website and podcast, Bunny Ears. His public perception has evolved significantly over the years. Chapter 4. Alright, now we shift gears to an actor who was born into Hollywood royalty and carved out a hugely successful, decades-long career before a very public and dramatic implosion, Charlie Sheen. Son of the esteemed actor Martin Sheen and brother of Emilio Estevez, Charlie was seemingly destined for stardom. He made his mark early on with memorable roles in critically acclaimed films like Platoon and Wall Street, showcasing a serious dramatic talent. He also proved his comedic chops and leading man charisma in movies like Major League and the Hot Shots series. For many years, Charlie Sheen was a reliable and bankable star, navigating both film and television with considerable success. He later transitioned to sitcom stardom, first with Spin City, where he successfully replaced Michael J. Fox, and then, most notably, with 2.5 Men. As Charlie Harper on 2.5 Men, he became one of the highest-paid actors on television, earning a reported $1.8 million per episode at his peak. The show was a massive global hit, and Sheen was its undeniable centerpiece. His on-screen persona as a charming, hard-partying bachelor often seemed to blur with his real-life reputation, which had long been peppered with reports of wild behavior, substance abuse, and tumultuous relationships. However, for a long time his professional life remained largely unaffected, or so it seemed. He was consistently delivering on screen, and the network and studio appeared willing to overlook his offset antics as long as the ratings goldmine continued to produce. This delicate balance, however, was not destined to last. The situation reached a dramatic and very public breaking point in early 2011. Following a series of increasingly erratic behaviors and inflammatory public statements against 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre, CBS and Warner Brothers terminated his contract, firing him from his lucrative role. What followed was a media circus infection, as Charlie embarked on a bizarre public meltdown, characterized by now infamous catchphrases like winning and tiger blood, and a series of rambling, often incoherent interviews. It was a spectacle unlike anything Hollywood had seen in recent memory. Charlie Sheen's struggles with addiction were not new. They had been a recurring theme throughout his adult life, with multiple stints in rehab and public acknowledgments of his issues. However, the 2011 meltdown seemed to represent a new, alarming intensity. His behavior was broadcast across news channels and social media, with many expressing deep concern for his well-being, while others were simply captivated by the sheer unpredictability of it all. It was a raw and unfiltered look at a man seemingly unraveling in real time. Alongside his substance abuse issues, Charlie Sheen has had a long and troubled history of legal problems, often stemming from domestic disputes and allegations of violence. Restraining orders, arrests, and contentious relationships have been a consistent part of his public narrative. These issues, combined with his addiction struggles, painted a picture of a life teetering on the edge, even as he projected an image of defiant invincibility during his winning phase. The consequences of his actions were piling up. Chapter 5. Tori Spelling, daughter of TV producer Aaron Spelling, became famous as Donna Martin on Beverly Hills 90210. She was a 90s icon, gracing magazine covers and red carpets. Post 90,210, Tori faced financial struggles and public scrutiny. Her reality shows with husband Dean McDermott showcased their personal and financial challenges. Despite the ups and downs, Tori remains a relatable figure navigating public life. And that brings us to the end of our look at some of Hollywood's fallen stars. From the dizzying heights of global fame to the challenging realities of personal struggles played out in public, their stories are a powerful reminder that the spotlight can be both a blessing and a curse. We've seen how talent, success, and adoration don't always shield individuals from the pressures of life, addiction, mental health issues, or financial difficulties. Thanks for watching.